Hello and welcome to the International Business and Law Academy. My name is John and I would like to introduce my presentation on the topic of international monetary funds of the international legal system. So first, we should to discuss one case study to understand about the nature and functions of the international monetary system, the Bretton Woods agreements, and the rights and obligations of the member parties. That is the case of Libra Banks Limited versus Banco Nacional de Costa Rica. Alright, so the facts. Libra Bank, a British banking corporation with an office in New York, made a 40 million loans to Banco Nacional, which wholly owns by the Costa Rica government to provide pre-export and export financing of sugar and sugar products from Costa Rica. Before the loan could be repaid, the Central Bank of Costa Rica adopts a resolution that designed to remedy Costa Rica's problem in servicing its external debts. Thus, Banco Nacional requests for foreign currency to repay Libra Bank were denied and could not make principal or interest payments. Libra Bank petitioned a New York court to attach Banco Nacional's asset in New York. Banco Nacional argued that the Bretton Woods agreements made the loan agreement enforceable in the U.S. So the issue here is that will a U.S. court enforcement of the loan agreement violate the Bretton Woods agreement? So let's all discuss this case together. You can talk specifically about the case of a disputes, and at the same time you can give a justification for applied theory in this case.
Quoting from the case study, Libra Bank, a British banking corporation with the office in New York, made a 40 million loan to Banco Nacional, which wholly owned by Costa Rican government to provide pre-export and export financing of sugar and sugar products from Costa Rica. Hence, this case is not related to the Bretton Woods Convention on Foreign Exchange.
I think that the Central Bank of Costa Rica adopted a resolution designed to remedy Costa Rica's problem in servicing its external debts is also not related to the Bretton Woods Convention on Foreign Exchange.
I agree with Ruby and Teng An because Banco National request for foreign currency is to repay Libra Bank and were denied and it could not make principal or interest payment. Such conduct is not related to the Bretton Woods Convention or foreign exchange.
And also, Libra Bank petitioned a New York court to attach Banco Nacional's asset in New York. I think that it is possible since this is a credit on the debtor, the borrower must pay. And Libra Bank knew Banco Nacional had assets in New York, so they sued to cover the debt.
Banco Nacional argued that the Bretton Woods Agreement makes the loan agreement unenforceable in the U.S. What do you think about this?
Okay, so thank you all for the specific discussions and also asking questions to clarify about the situation. Before answering the case study, let's go through the theoretical part of the research paper.
Okay, may I introduce about the International Monetary Fund?
You may.
IMF was created after World War II to promote economic and financial cooperation among the nations of the world, with the goal of maintaining a stable international monetary system. It is governed by the Board of Governors, and the operations are conducted by 22 executive directors. 5 largest contributors are said from France, Germany, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States.
Yes, International Monetary Funds is not a bank. International Monetary Funds extend temporary financial assistance to member countries to ensure that they correct their balance of the payment problems.
Yes, I also agree with Ruby in this one. IMF exchange for hard currency for the members' soft currency. These transactions are called repurchase. When the large and long term are requested, international monetary funds often requires that the borrowing country pledge to reform its economic policies.
And as to the Bretton Woods Convention, it was organized in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, United States in July 1944 for decisions about international payments after the war. The Articles of Agreement of the International Monetary Fund, or called the Bretton Woods Agreement, required that all member countries cooperate to promote exchange stability and orderly exchange arrangement.
To elaborate on Ruby's points, in support of the objective of the IMF, all members at the convention agreed to refrain from enforcing exchange contracts involving the currency of other members when those contracts violate the IMF approved exchange control regulations of the other country.
All right. Once again, thank you for discussing the theory very clearly. And then now let's talk about the case study. So the decision for the case is no. The Bretton Woods Agreement provides that exchange contracts which involves the currency and of any members and which are contrary to the exchange control regulations of that members maintained or imposed consistently with this agreement shall be unenforceable in territories of any members. So both of the United States and Costa Rica are signatories to the agreement. However, a contract to borrow U.S. currency that requires repayment in U.S. currency and designated New York as the situs for the repayment is not an exchange contract. And accordingly, the Bretton Woods Agreement is inapplicable for this case. So thank you all for discussing, and thank you to the International Business and Law Academy and Dr. Sung.